Welcome to the third episode of the Krys Fix. My topic today is one that I felt I should bring up, so it's brought to you by me, Krys. It's a topic that I feel very strongly about, so I'm not going to be playing around in this episode. I'm not going to be ranting at the end. I'm going to be very serious, and I've done a lot of research on this topic, and that topic is bullying. I got a definition of what bullying is from Wikipedia, and I'm going to start off by reading you that. And here's the definition from Wikipedia. Bullying is the use of force or coercion to abuse or intimidate others. The behavior can be habitual and involve an imbalance of social or physical power. It can include verbal harassment or threat, physical assault or coercion, and may be directed repeatedly towards particular victims, perhaps on grounds of class, race, religion, gender, sexuality, appearance, behavior, or ability. If the bullying is done by a group, it is called mobbing. The victim of bullying is sometimes referred to as a target. That was the definition I got off of Wikipedia, and there's all types of bullying. It comes in all shapes and forms, and none of it's okay. None of it at all. Whether it be emotional, verbal, physical, cyber, no bullying is okay. And I read up online. These are proven facts that effects of bullying, and it's been proven by professionals. I'm going to give you a list of the effects of bullying. And the first one is it can lead to stress-related illnesses that can lead to suicide. The second one is long-term emotional and behavioral problems. The third one is it can cause loneliness, depression, anxiety, lead to low self-esteem, and increased susceptibility to illness. 4. In the long term, it can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder and an inability to form relationships. 5. There is evidence that bullying increases the risk of suicide. It is estimated that between 15 and 25 children commit suicide every year in the UK alone because they are being bullied. The fact that kids are killing themselves and committing suicide, the fact that kids are committing suicide because they're being bullied is not okay, and it's really depressing and heartbreaking to know that these kids don't think they have any other way to get away from it other than to take their own lives. And me personally, I know I've attempted suicide a number of times when I was younger because I was bullied myself my whole life, and I know how these kids feel, and you truly do feel alone when you're bullied constantly and people are constantly making fun of you or hitting you or doing something to hurt you in either a physical or an emotional way. And it really does affect you. And I don't even know if the people that are doing the bullying know how much it can actually affect a person. And I really, hopefully, if you are a bully and you watch this, that what I say and what I lay out, the facts I lay out, will make you think next time you go to insult that kid for how he dresses or who he is, or the next time you go to hit somebody or pick on somebody. Hopefully you think twice after watching this. I also got this information, and I thought I'd touch on this. It's so-called positive development of bullying. I'm going to read what I took down this is off of Wikipedia also. Some have argued that bullying can teach life lessons and instill strength. Helene Goldberg, a child development academic, sparked controversy when she argued that being a victim of bullying can teach a child how to manage disputes and boost their ability to interact with others, and that teachers should not intervene, but leave children to respond to the bullying themselves. If boys or girls are able to stand up for themselves, being attacked by enemies can help their development. Studies have shown that children become more popular among and respected by teachers and fellow pupils if they repay hostility in kind. They remember such experiences more vividly than friendly episodes, helping them to develop healthy social and emotional skills. I can honestly say I think that statement is complete bullshit. I'm not even trying to knock on this person's intelligence or anything like that, but my question is, how is bullying character developing if people are getting their characters torn down and their confidence fucking torn down and they're getting pushed around? And I just don't understand how that is accurate at all. I do not believe that bullying has any positive effects on anyone. So it's, I thought I'd bring that up because I think it's totally ridiculous. I think it's total bullshit. There's no positive anything about bullying. It's not. There's no excuse for bullying. There's no explanation, and there's no excuse on why anybody should bully another person and make them feel like they're nothing. That's all I could put it. From personal experience, I've been made to feel like nothing, and that's what bullying does. It makes you feel like nothing. It makes you feel lower than people around you, and you constantly are worried about people judging you and making fun of you. And you should not, kids and adults, because bullying happens to everyone. It's not just kids or teens, it's everyone. You should not have to feel scared to just live. You shouldn't be judged for who you are. You shouldn't be judged for how you are. I mean, alright, here are some statistics I got off the line. I'm gonna post links to the websites I got all my information from at the end of this episode, but I'm gonna read these statistics one by one, and I'm gonna give my input on them. The first one is, in 85% of bullying incidents, bystanders are involved in teasing the victim or egging on the bully. In my opinion, that bullying's not okay, and if you're sitting there cheering the person on who's bullying somebody, then you're just as bad as them, and you're in a way bullying along with them, and it's not okay, and it's not cool, and it's not funny, and it can really hurt somebody. And just think before you act. And if you see somebody bullying somebody, don't egg them on. Go get help, or step in yourself. Stand up. Here's the next statistic. 1 out of 4 teens are bullied. Now, that's a lot considering how many kids and teens are in school, and that's not okay. It's not okay. And, nobody should be bullied. There shouldn't be any. I just don't know how to explain that. That's a lot of kids being bullied. 1 out of 4 kids. That's a lot. And that's not okay. It's bad. That's horrible. The next one is, 9 out of 10 LGBT students experience harassment at school and online. Like I said, it's not okay. People are who they are. They can't help it. You gotta be accepting and stop being so shallow. Like, if you're a bully and you're bullying somebody for who they are or what they prefer, then I think that's horrible, and that just makes you an asshole and nothing else. You're not cool. You're not funny. The next one is, 8% of students stay home on any given day because they're afraid of being bullied. Now, that tells me, well, actually, it's preventing kids from getting an education. They're getting bullied, so they don't want to go to school because they're afraid that they're going to get picked on, and that's not okay, because everybody needs to learn. Everybody needs an education. And bullies preventing other students from going to school is not okay at all. Children are our future. You guys are our future. We need you guys to learn and grow and be educated so our society has hope. I guess that's all I have to say on that statistic. 1 out of 5 kids admit to being a bully or doing some bullying. Well, if you can admit that you're a bully, then you can work on stopping and preventing it. I mean, the first step is admitting that you have a problem. And yes, if you're a bully, then you have a problem. And it should be addressed and it should be fixed. So if you can admit that you're a bully or have done some bullying, then you can change yourself. You can change. And you can do something about it. And I urge you to. If you know that you're bullying and you're a bully, then I beg you, please change. Do something about it. The next one is 43% fear harassment in the bathroom at school. 43%. That, again, is a large number. And it's not okay. Especially in a place where you should be able to have your privacy and be able to just, when you go to the bathroom, you don't want somebody bullying you. It's just wrong and it's inappropriate in so many ways. That's what I gotta say about that one. And a poll of teens ages 12 to 17 proved that they think violence increased at their schools. Violence in schools has increased a lot since I was younger, but either way, it isn't okay at all. It wasn't okay when I was a kid. It's not okay now. Nobody should be fighting with anyone, and nobody should be picking on people to the point where they want to get physical. And school is a place where you should feel safe, and you shouldn't have to be scared or of being beat up or picked on. School is supposed to be a safe environment, and the fact that there's violence in schools nowadays is disgusting, and I really hope that things will change. And that's one point that I'm trying to get across. This one thing I'm trying to do with this video and this episode is try to change something, this whole thing, even if it's just a little bit. People need to speak out more, and that's why I'm doing this. The next statistic is 282,000 students are physically attacked in secondary schools each month. Like I said, getting physical and getting violent is not okay. People, you can get in serious trouble for hurting people and getting violent with people, and you need to know the consequences. And I think that if people see this violence, it needs to be, or these attacks, they need to get somebody that can help, or they can step in themselves. I advise you not to step in if somebody's being attacked, but to get an authority figure that can that can stop the situation and help out and possibly prevent it from happening again. In fact, if I beg and plead, if you see somebody getting attacked, then you please get an adult, get somebody that can help. Nobody deserves to get hit. Nobody deserves to get beat up. It's not okay at all. More youth violence occurs on school grounds as opposed to on the way to school. Like I said, again, there shouldn't be violence in school. School is supposed to be a safe environment where kids feel safe. And if kids are getting attacked at school. It's a big problem, and it needs to be fixed. And it needs to be fixed quickly, because nobody should be attacked or beat up. Nobody. It's not okay at all. It makes me sick, and it breaks my heart to know that kids are being attacked more in school than out of school, when school is, like I said, it's supposed to be a safe environment where kids feel safe and they go to learn and make friends, not get beat up and picked on. 80% of the time, an argument with a bully will end up in a physical fight. Again, violence is not good, no matter what. If you're being bullied and you feel the urge to hit the person bullying you, don't. Go seek out help in a positive way. Try and talk to somebody that can help you, an authority figure, an adult, maybe a friend. Don't take the matters into your own hands. Don't get physical. Just try and back away from it for the moment and get help. I know it's hard to think on telling on somebody, but you know what? Don't be afraid to. These bullies, they can't, well, I can't even say that, because they can cause more harm if you tell on them, and that's sad. Just try and seek out help before you get physical in any way. 1/3 of students surveyed said they heard another student threaten to kill someone. I mean, we all have heard of the incidents at Columbine and Virginia Tech, and it's never okay to kill someone. It's not okay to get violent. It's not okay to lash out in that way, but honestly, some kids are pushed to that point and they snap, and this is why bullying is so horrible. It's one of the many reasons why it is, and I think that more people should be aware of it, and more people should prevent it, so that people don't get pushed to that point and people don't feel that they need to lash out. Alright, here's the next set of statistics. This is playground statistics, as they call it. Every 7 minutes a child is bullied. Adult intervention is 4%. Peer intervention is 11%, and no intervention is 85%. Those are very troubling numbers for me. The fact that peer intervention is a higher percent than adult intervention is sad. I think that the fact that adults aren't getting involved if they see it is horrible. You're supposed to be an authority figure. You're supposed to be somebody that these kids look up to and respect, and you're doing nothing about it. I don't think you should have a position like that at all if you can't stand up for somebody that's being bullied. The fact that there's 85% no intervention, that's horrible. I know some people may be scared to stand up for somebody or go against what's popular, and I mean, stand up for what's right. Don't stand up for what's popular. You're gonna stand out more if you're a leader and you're not just following the rest of the pack. And honestly, the percentages of intervention should be a lot higher. Unfortunately, there's a lot of factors that play into why they're not, and hopefully things will change. Hopefully things can get better. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's sad, and it makes me really upset to know that people just stand by and let this stuff happen. I'm gonna move on now to the topic of bullying and suicide. I got some statistics on that. Suicide remains among the leading causes of death of children under 14, and in most cases, the young people die from hanging. A review of studies from 13 countries found signs of an apparent connection between bullying, being bullied, and suicide. Suicide rates among children between the ages of 10 and 14 are very low, but are creeping up. The suicide rate among young male adults in Massachusetts rose 28% in 2007. Since 2002, at least 15 school children ages 11 to 14 have committed suicide in Massachusetts. Suicide rates among 10 to 14-year-olds have grown more than 50% over the last 3 decades. In 2005, the last year nationwide stats were available, 270 children in the 10 to 14 age group killed themselves. Again, that's heartbreaking, and it's one of the effects of bullying, and it affects people differently, and sometimes these kids really don't know that they have an outlet because nobody shows it, nobody intervenes, nobody tries to help. And these are kids, these are young kids that are taking their lives because they don't know any other way to get away from the horrible experiences they have with these bullies and these people pushing them to the edge and causing them so much pain and hurt, and they deal with it every day and nobody does anything about it. And honestly, it hurts me to see this because I know what it feels like. I know what it's like to be bullied. I know how you feel when you get bullied, and I can understand that. I can understand why these kids think that suicide's the only outlet, because they truly think they have no one. And it's upsetting because in all reality, when you don't step in, that's kind of, it makes it true that they don't have anybody, because nobody sticks up for them, nobody steps in, nobody tries to solve the problem, and it hurts to know that young kids are having to deal with this and having to wake up every day afraid to walk out their front door and go to school to get an education because they're afraid of what other people are going to say or do to them. It's sad and it's heartbreaking, and it hurts to know that these are kids dealing with this. And it's just, I gotta say this. If you see this going on, if you see somebody getting picked on, if you see somebody getting bullied, please step in, do something, get help. Words can be the deadliest weapon in this world, and people need to realize this before they pick on somebody and before they just let these terrible things happen to these kids. There's gotta be some kind of intervention. There's gotta be some resolution. This can't go on. It needs to stop, because young kids are taking their lives because they truly believe they have nobody. And it just hurts. And the fact that adults aren't stepping in and just letting this happen is sickening. It's sickening. And be that person that stands up for these people. Be that person that makes their voice heard, and be that person that stands out. Be a leader. Don't follow. Be strong and help. Help prevent kids from getting bullied and thinking they have nobody. Be that somebody that's there for them. Be that ear to listen to them. Be that shoulder to cry on. Be that person that will stick up for them, because these kids truly need it. They need somebody, they need an outlet, and they need help to deal with it. And I really believe that there is not enough people standing up and speaking out about this, and there should be, because bullying is a very serious thing, and people are so worried about pointless shit, and nobody looks at bullying as a serious thing. A lot of people just brush it off, and I've heard a lot of people say that these kids that commit suicide are just cowards, or they're selfish. No, they're not selfish. They're not cowards. They're truly hurt and disturbed by these things that happen to them, and they are tormented daily and beat up daily, and they have no other way to cope. They feel they have no other way to cope, and it hurts. Right? These are young kids who have their entire lives ahead of them, and they end it because they can't deal with the hell they're put through every day. I'm gonna end the topic on that, and I'm gonna go into some. I got one question from somebody, and it's from Squirrel. She wants to know if I think celebrities speaking out against bullying actually helps the anti-bullying cause. In my opinion, yes. If you are a celebrity, you are somebody that people look up to and admire, and if you are against bullying, and you're speaking out about it, I think it does great for the anti-bullying cause, and I think more celebrities should speak out, and I think that they should make their points known, and that just truly let these kids know, these kids that are being bullied, know that they're not alone, and that you support them, and that you care. And sometimes things get better, but sometimes they don't. I'm not even gonna lie. In the long run, things always get better, I guess, but it doesn't feel like it sometimes. And if you're somebody that people look up to and admire, your voice should be heard, and you should stand up and let it be known that bullying isn't okay, and that it's not cool or funny, and it's not something that you should be doing. This is also from Squirrel, and she wanted me to give her personal experiences and how bullying affected her when she was younger. She says, I went from being a highly social kid to a depressed, introverted teen. I became so introverted that my body started reacting badly to stress, and I would get sick in high-stress situations, which landed me in homeschool. I am now a socially awkward 26-year-old who has to medicate themselves for anxiety daily and can't deal with being in large groups, even family get-togethers. I also have no self-esteem. So yeah, see, the long-term effects, when you get bullied when you're a kid, it can affect you as an adult. I know personally, I was bullied my whole life, for the way I dressed, for my sexual orientation, what I liked, and things kids say really hurt, and they really affect you, and sometimes kids are so mean and nasty that with their words that you would rather take a beating. Well, personally, I would have rather taken a beating than to have heard what these kids had to say about me and what they thought of me. And I had nobody that I can run to when I was younger. I had nobody to talk to because nobody stood up for me. Nobody cared. I was bullied by my own parents, and now I'm a 24-year-old who is afraid to go to a grocery store because I'm always thinking that I'm being judged in a way, or somebody's talking about me behind my back, and I literally shake when I'm in public. I shake violently, and I can't be around people, and I'm so scared just to walk out the front door half the time. I keep myself hidden. I'm angry a lot, and I'm depressed a lot, and I'm always on edge, and I really think that has to do with the fact that I was bullied a lot when I was a kid. I let it happen because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't speak out about it, and I regret not telling somebody, and I regret not trying to do something when I was younger, and it could have changed stuff if I did speak out, and if I was one of those people that actually told somebody. But when you're in that situation and you're so young and so fragile, you don't know what to do. The bullies truly have control over you, and sometimes you honestly think there is no way out. I mean, like I said, I've tried to commit suicide a few times because I really thought that there was no way out, and I thank God that I was found all those times that I tried to take my own life, because now I have a reason to live. I have a son. I have friends now that accept me for who I am and love me for who I am no matter what. And even though I don't talk to my family that much, I have my own family. I've made my own family through my friends, and I want to see things do get better. They do. You just gotta have faith, and you gotta talk to somebody. If you're being bullied, do something about it. Tell somebody you trust. Have them stick up for you, have them do something. And if you can't find anybody, call a hotline, talk to somebody, talk to a professional. I'm gonna post some numbers at the end of this video to possibly help you out if you're being bullied, and possibly give you some sort of outlet to get away from it and to feel better. Just know that if you're being bullied, please do something about it. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. Everyone breathes. Everyone has a heart that can be broken. Everyone has feelings that can be hurt. Everyone bleeds. We're all human. We all have flaws, and nobody should be picked on for the flaws they have. Nobody should be singled out in any way. Nobody should ever have to feel lost, and nobody should ever have to feel like they have nobody in this world. Nobody should ever be bullied to the point where they feel like they're nothing, and they feel like they have nothing to live for. Nobody should be pushed to the point to where they want to take their own life. Nobody. There are ways to get help, and hopefully by me speaking out, I know I'm nothing special. I'm not some famous celebrity. I'm not some professional therapist or anything like that. I'm just a person who understands what it feels like to be pushed to the edge, and to seek out some sort of release from the hurt you feel after being tormented. And that's what it is. Bullying is tormenting others to the point where they feel like they're nothing, and they feel useless, and they feel like they have nothing to live for. Please. And if you are a bully, please look at yourself in the mirror. Please understand what you're doing to these kids that you're picking on. Understand that you can potentially drive them to want to take their life, and that's not okay. You don't want that on your conscience. You don't want to know that you bullied a kid to a point where they killed themselves. It's horrible. And I'm going to say this again. Your words can be the most deadly weapon in the world. Your words can hurt worse than any punch you throw. So, please, stand up, speak out, do what's right, not what's popular.
Breaking me down till I just cry. Little bully wants to play, hits me every single day. Pain going right inside. Guess I'll just have to let it slide. Raging all my life. Why can't I just stop the strife? Raining, go away. Cloud on my head every single day. Be on another kid, not on me. Rain, go away. Cloud on my head every single day. These games that you play, eventually I'll get up and say, no, no, not this time. I'm taking back what is mine.